Hey guys, it's Extrafine here. Welcome back to another video. Today marks the end of daily videos. I've been doing it for a month over the summer break, and today is the last day that I'll be posting daily videos. I might be doing every week, or if not every 2 weeks. It really depends on what I have going on. Now this time I wanted to do a tutorial Photoshop of how to make a thumbnail that attracts audience from the millions and millions of videos out there on YouTube. Simple, but still works. First, now I use Photoshop CS6 with Photoshop CC. Steps might differ a little, but it'll work in both programs. First, you want to start with File, go to New, and the YouTube thumbnail resolution is 1280 by 720 pixels, and I keep the resolution at 200, sometimes 300, mostly 300, just so the file size is small enough to fit in the upload page. Now you can name it however you like. I'll name it tutorial just because it's a tutorial, and press OK. With everything else you don't have to really touch. Now you have this. In my thumbnails, I like to do is I take a screenshot of a scene or just a frame in my video, and I normally just name this whatever if I can find it, and I drag it on here. This is the fractured space one that I used in my fractured space video, and click OK. Now you're gonna double click on a background to make it a new layer so it's accessible. Click here to get black and white, X to change. So again, double click on the layer, the background layer, to make it accessible. Then you click black and white to make sure you get a black and white color setting. Then you click X, or this little arrow, which swaps the colors, so the black is in the background and the white is in the foreground. Now with this, you're gonna press Control Backspace or Command Delete on Mac and fill this layer with black. Now you're gonna make a new layer in this bottom page flipped over looking icon. Drag this to the top. Now what I normally do is for random games that I don't have much content on, I put a random color. For example, Fracture Space and Dead by Daylight, I put a red color as a background. But for CSGO, I put a orangish color in the background. This is Fractured Space, so I'm gonna make it red. Press OK, and make sure you put this in the background color. And again, Control Delete or Command Delete, and fill this red. From here, you will want to press go to this button next to opacity. Click on this soft light. Now you get this. Now I've experienced in the past you can just do this and click on the picture and drag the opacity, click the word opacity and click and hold to the left, decreases opacity, let go, and you can do like this to make it darker and just put a interesting detail in the background with a little bit of color. But what I normally do now, and which I found out I like it more, is I desaturate this image. So from here you're gonna go to saturation and drag down the saturation to the lowest, and make sure this is linked to this one just by clicking on this and clicking this. Now it looks just a little bit flatter when you take the opacity down. 10% is good, but because the thumbnail is small, you might not see the colors, so maybe 14%. Now here I have a logo, so I take the logo, shrink it, align it to the top, just make it a little bit bigger. Now drag this to the top so the red isn't overlapping it. Now to make a little bit of contrast with the background, I double click on the Extrafine logo. On the right side, double click, that opens up the layer style. Now go to outer glow, change this color to whatever color you want. Mine is red, it stands out with the beige color. Now put the spread down and sides up to make the outer glow softer. Now this is a red background, so it doesn't really stand out as much, but if you have it on, for example, orange, it stands out more. From here I would add the character on the left. Now this is Fractured Space, but I'm gonna add a CSGO logo just for reference. Now for the CSGO models, I use the Banana Gaming YouTube thumbnail pack and render models. He has this in one of his videos. It's for free and really useful. So you can take one of this, and normally it's kind of deformed, so a little bit make it a little bit fatter. Now make it bigger to fit in the image. You don't want it too big so you can only see a part of it. Now from here, what I do is people get most attracted to their people's eyes and expressions. This character doesn't really have much expression, but it symbolizes the game that is going to be played. Obviously not in this circumstance, but it acts as a model. So from here, I know there's other ways to look at rule of thirds, but I just use the crop, click here, and it shows the rule of thirds. Now you want to align one of these points to the eyes, so it attracts the most attention and it looks good. It looks like it was composed well. And when you do the crop, don't click yes because it will cut out everything else outside the image, so just click no. Now let's align this to this. Maybe we can make it a little bigger so it covers up more space. The best place to put it is on one of these cross points, but as long as one of these lines is going through the eyes, it should be okay. Now to finish off with the model, you'll want to make it brighter. For the reason is it looks bright enough, but for example if you put it to 10%, it's not as bright as you want it to be even in the thumbnail. So what you want to do is go to brightness and contrast and boost up the brightness and click this little the most left icon, make it as bright. Not too bright that it will overexpose everything else, just bright enough so it attracts attention. From here you're gonna add the letters. So maybe you wanted to add CSGO comp, maybe. So we would type CSGO. In my thumbnails I use the Impact, it's a stock font, and I use yellow for most of my thumbnails. So I make the CSGO bigger. Now again I would use the rule of thirds to put it in the middle, around the middle, so it looks compact and nice. You type CSGO comp. I would normally center it with the other image, no determined size or anything. And if CSGO is not important, and if you want to highlight one word or make it stand out more than the other because it's more important, for example you want the audience to see CSGO, you can make it bigger, CSGO comp, or you can change one color to a brighter color than the other, so the brighter color stands out more. So maybe you can put this to a green or a little bit yellowish green. The three top things that causes attraction towards an image is one, contrast between colors, attracts the eye, attracts the audience,
Stands
and
out.
second, yeah, stands out. Thank you.
Go make it
And
sketchy.
second, overlapping makes depth between the image, so also that makes it stand out, like one thing is closer to you and another is not. And third is facial expressions and actually people. So then in this case the character is behind the letters, but normally I put them in front. But if I put them in front, they're gonna cover up too much, so now I'm gonna move this a little bit more over here. Move these two below the character, like this. Now we can move CSGO comp a little bit to the left, right, and then like that. If this is too distracting, you can still move it around a bit. Just make sure it's still on the line. That looks good. Okay, anyway, you have to put the CSGO in front, on top of the comp, so virtually it is actually on top of the other letter. So I double click on CSGO, go to drop shadow, put the spread down, and increase the size until you can see a little bit of shadow over the comp. That brings it a little more, little depth.
Yeah, dude.
Now let's put the size to 10%,
That was
and
really
that
stupid.
looks decent, but still kind of looks off. So I'm just gonna correct it a little bit. Now, export. You want to go File, Save, and I normally do it on desktop, tutorial, PSD. Click Save. Then you go to Save As,
Wait,
and the
is
same
that
name,
the
PNG, and save. This will be small enough because the image size will be 300 pixels per inch.
She's heard that.
For a thumbnail, that is a small enough size to upload it, but if you want a full quality, you should put it at 600 pixels per inch, which makes it like this.
Yes, it does indeed.
Oh yeah, side note, this is my style. It's simple, and it doesn't take that much time. Top of it, it's all you need necessary. Make your thumbnail as your own style, and don't try to copy others. I mean, you can implement their techniques in yours, but it's always better, and you will get more traction if you have your own kind of thumbnails and not just the copy of others, because that won't be special. No, not only special, you look like the other big YouTuber, and people gonna go to the other big YouTuber, not you.